Thanks for stopping on in for today's college basketball pick video play. If you're interested in getting all of our picks for today's action, you can get those over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. Heading into this one, going to be talking about this Big Ten matchup here between Nebraska and Wisconsin. Give our lean on who we feel has the better edge against the spread. Nebraska, the road team today, coming in as about 3-point underdogs. And the Huskers, they've actually been pretty respectable in the Big Ten in comparison to what we saw Nebraska do during the non-conference. And unfortunately for the Huskers, they were not able to pick up much in the way of resume building wins during the non-conference. So really the burden of proof is on them to have a great campaign throughout the Big Ten to give themselves a chance potentially to get into the NCAA tournament as an at-large. But this Nebraska team as a whole has been trending in a positive direction and really developing through the regular season. And that's also something that the committee will take into account when they're choosing who's going to make the big dance. It's if you're trending in a more positive direction, they tend to give you a little more credit than if all of your winning was done back in the earlier portion of the regular season. So Nebraska 16-8 overall, a very strong 7-4 in the Big Ten. Maybe they haven't gone against the toughest overall Big Ten schedule, but nonetheless they've been competitive both at home and on the road. More recently coming through at home against Iowa, and it was a strong offensive performance, picking up that win by a final of 98-84. And the Huskers, they've gone on to win 4 of their last 5 games. One win on the road, which came against Rutgers during the stretch. Also some other home wins against Michigan and Illinois. And these two teams actually played against each other earlier in the Big Ten slate. In Nebraska, they went on to beat Wisconsin at home by a final of 63-59. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one turn into a defensive battle again between these two particular teams. So the Huskers, they're 206th in the nation in scoring, 103rd in total team defense. They have a plus-minus of about +4. And even though Nebraska is 8 games above 500, the numbers aren't all that different from the Badgers. They're a little bit better offensively, a little bit worse defensively. So that's why they are coming into this one as slight underdogs, especially when you throw on top of that the fact that Wisconsin has a very strong home court advantage that they haven't been able to utilize much lately because the Badgers, they've gone on and played a lot of road games over the past few weeks of action, with 5 of their last 6 games being away from home. They've actually lost all of those road games, and their only home game during the stretch came against Illinois. And in that matchup, Wisconsin went on to beat the Illini by a final of 75-50. We feel like Wisconsin is better than their 10-12 overall record might suggest. They're 301st in the nation in scoring, which is obviously really bad, but they're 45th in total team defense. And just defensively alone, especially when they're on their home court, the Badgers have the ability to beat pretty much anyone in the conference on any given day. So Wisconsin, they have a plus-minus of about +2 points in comparison to Nebraska, who's at about +4. So like I said, not a huge difference in terms of the overall results that both of these squads have been posting this year. Unfortunately for the Badgers, they've had a more road-heavy schedule up to this point, but if you just look at what they've been doing at home in conference, their last 2 home games have been double-digit wins against Illinois and Indiana, so certainly showing that when they're behind their home court advantage, they can come out and put together a better overall performance on both sides of the ball. So we see this as being a competitive matchup. Probably means more for the Huskers to win this one, given the fact that they're closer to making the NCAA tournament that Wisconsin finds themselves at right now, but the Badgers are not going to give up anything easy on their home court. And these two teams played a very close and competitive matchup in their first go-around this year, with Nebraska getting the home court advantage in that one. We see a similar type of result, but at the end of the day, we do feel good in Wisconsin continuing to perform much better on their home court than what we've been seeing from them on the road in the Big Ten as they go on to cover this very manageable 3-point spread. So again, siding with Wisconsin. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. If you disagree, give it a thumbs down. Check out all of our college basketball picks for today over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description, and be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping on in. We hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.